I'm Dylan O'Connor, Director of Dream Big Sports. We're a non-profit sports coaching and education provider based in Oldham. We operate across Greater Manchester, offering services in 3 key areas of education, holiday camps and training in CPD. Social value to Dream Big Sports is the positive impacts on the lives of children, young people and the wider community as a result of our activities in sports coaching and education. We focus our social value efforts on 4 key themes of health and wellbeing, education and skills, employment and training, and community and social. One change I would like to see is more synergy between local SMEs and educational institutions to provide better opportunities for young people into workforces and employment.
Hi, I'm Maria from Upturn Enterprise Limited. We're a social enterprise based in Oldham. Right, so social value means a lot to us. We live and breathe this on a daily basis. From any form of work through HR consultants to business development to running a children in need project to working with the schools, Springboard schools across Oldham to the big lottery contracts across Rochdale and Oldham. So we live and breathe social enterprise on a day-to-day basis, and we're all passionate about what we do and we want to make a difference, and we believe that's the only way forward in terms of breaking that economy and making opportunities available for all. So as Upturn, we are the catalyst on social value at the moment because Anwar Ali is the ambassador of social enterprise for Oldham. So what we're trying to do is create an economy in Oldham where social enterprises are an important part of the jigsaw. So we're looking at creating a hive centre where it's going to be a space for businesses and entrepreneurs and social enterprises to come together and to support each other and to learn off each other and to mentor and create an opportunity for young entrepreneurs to have ideas and to be able to take them ideas and move them into real life projects to make the economy better for all. We can support them because we've been doing it for the last, we just officially we're trading 20 years in October. So obviously we've been there and done it and had the t-shirt, so we understand the ups and downs and the trials and tribulations. It's just like running any business. So we're a catalyst to support other up-and-coming social enterprising and entrepreneurs because we've been through the process and we know kind of what's out.
My name's Andrew Baird. I'm from Manchester Metropolitan University and I work in the business school. Social value for our organisation is about society, about environment, about how we leverage our economic value to support the local community. We work across a range of different platforms, from research to knowledge exchange to having students work in the community to the way in which we procure things within the institution. Specifically in Oldham, we're working with a number of social enterprises with our students. We also work on social challenges, so we have around about 750 students a year working directly in Oldham to try and support layering economic value onto the social enterprise framework that's here, and we're trying to do that continually each year to build up capacity in the community. So some of the opportunities for Oldham are to work with the university for knowledge exchange and research, but also to work with our students who can come out into the community to help you add value to what you do. We're also interested in working with the council to work on tendering contracts, so our students can look at ways in which social value can be built into those for any future tenders that are granted.
Yeah, hi, I'm Anwar Ali, CEO and co-founder of Upturn, and I'm also the Oldham Social Enterprise Business Ambassador. Social value to me is all about maximising the opportunities for ordinary people, communities and businesses. Far too often, this conversation around social value is too high-end. People talk the talk and they don't walk the walk, to be honest. So it's about bringing this conversation right down where everybody understands what we're all going on about. Social value is all about making an impact that ordinary people, communities and businesses all benefit, and that money stays locally. So for the past 5 years, there's one conversation and one question that's been kind of eating me up. How do we create that economy that works for everyone? Upturn is a social enterprise. We've been trading for over 20 years. At the heart, what we do is maximising social value and put that into what it actually means is helping people unlock their potential. That could be in all kind of things, from helping individuals back into jobs, helping them stabilise their lives, and working with businesses to take on those local people. So for me, At the heart, what we're all trying to do is making sure that every single pound, whether you're in a public sector or the private sector, is maximised so ordinary people benefit. So as Oldham's social business ambassador, I've been working for the past 4 years kind of trying to pull together a network of social enterprises. We started from a position where there was no network, to be honest. There is no infrastructure, there is no support as such that is directly related to social businesses. My big aim has always been to bring these social entrepreneurs together under one roof, to work together, to collaborate together and to lobby together. So that's the ambition in Oldham. And to take that forward, like I said, we created a plan and Oldham is now recognised as a social enterprise place. There's a 3-year plan going forward and we're really excited to be the voice of social businesses going forward. But I'm not alone in that journey. It's about bringing together the other social entrepreneurs to join me.
So social value is hugely important. It's about, in Oldham, for me as leader of the council, it's about how we come together and how we establish a broader partnership to achieve the best and encourage and help businesses to thrive. It's really, really important, and if there was one thing that I could change, it would definitely be to encourage small businesses to open up a lot more, but actually to get big establishment organisations to understand what those challenges and then barriers are that limit people from really, really starting up with them amazing ideas and doing the best they can to make sure that their small enterprise thrives.
I'm Darren Royal, Chief Executive Officer at Oldham Athletic. Social value means a lot to our organisation, it means a lot to football, and I think in past years and more recently with European Super Leagues, we've nearly caught a cold with losing sight of what it is and what it has in terms of an impact. But social value we can add by creating memories. I think we're an entertainments business as well as an elite sports organisation, and we've got to remember the responsibility that we have for our community, our local communities. In this instance, it's the community of Oldham, and the impact that our success or demise has on the town as well. So I think we're a barometer as well as a vehicle to actually make people happy and proud and give a sense of civic pride. Well, we've got a really active community trust that has survived and thrived. We're really proud to have the community trust within the club. So obviously they do lots and lots of good things in the community around schools and charities as well, and working with the junior latics and the women's and girls teams. So we believe that delivers significant social value. We'd like it to be more, but then we're also looking to work with other social value companies that are out there and see what we can do together. It's a new area of development for us, so early on in the new ownership and the new board, but we're open to those partnerships. I think we can support that by working with both businesses and community and our supporters, and having that conversation, which today's been about. It's a flag in the sand moment really, and Anwar's done a great job in leading that, bringing together the leader, the mayor, other executives in the council, all the businesses and social enterprise businesses that work in Oldham. So it's as a first summit, it's a great achievement, and I think certainly we're not just hosts, we're participants in that conversation as well.
I'm Alistair Craig, I'm the Chief Officer of Oldham Care Organisation, part of the Northern Care Alliance. For us, social value is about how we can use Oldham and the NCA as an asset for the people of Oldham. So not just about delivering healthcare services, but actually enabling change within the community, reducing health inequalities and acting as an employer and an anchor institution. We're working on social value by working with educational institutions to promote opportunities for local people for employment. We're working with our colleagues to offer them educational opportunities to improve their opportunities for future employment. We're looking at how we deliver services and access different parts of the community, and we're also looking at how we buy services from local businesses and support the local economy. We can support local enterprises through procuring services, through employing local businesses and ensuring that the economy is as diverse as possible.
Social value means to me that a business which is an ethical business, which is producing income, investing into local infrastructure, into local economy, into local place, into good jobs, creating the jobs where people can progress, move forward. So as an overall, you're benefiting the place and the people living in that place. I think I would love to connect all the dots and build that confidence in people that we can do it. And when we talk about connecting the dots, it's connecting, inspiring young people who want to move forward and want to start business, is connecting the dots with the young people who want to find jobs and need to be skilled up. It's connecting the dots with the businesses who from the outside the Oldham want to come and enjoy the great place of Oldham. So I think bringing those dots together, and that's why I think this summit is so important, because hopefully that's what this summit will do.
Yeah, so hi, I'm Paul Clifford, Director of Economy at Oldham Council. Social value, from my perspective, really means how we can utilise the amazing growth activity that we're delivering across Oldham to actually make a real difference to our residents, communities and businesses on the ground. So really sharing prosperity across the borough. So we've got social value that's baked into our regeneration programme at the moment as well, but we do need to look at how we can innovate and do more around that, and that's why I'm really excited to be at the Social Value Summit today, to learn from the sector really and see how we can actually do more with the resources that we've got. I think again it's working in partnership and creating opportunity, and again one of the things that we are looking at doing is creating a dedicated space, physical space in Oldham Town Centre called The Hive, specifically to support social enterprises, so hopefully creating that physical place can act as a catalyst for good growth. Again, that really links back to our growth plans across Oldham, and specifically there's a really unique opportunity in terms of creating district growth plans. So those growth plans will actually represent and reflect the local priorities for communities, so making a real tangible difference around local priorities.
Yeah, my name's Phil Arnold. I'm the independent chair for Greater Manchester's Proper Good programme. I think it's in the DNA of everything that we do. So it's about giving those opportunities to people, and delivering the social value is critical, is key to that. So we provide social businesses with loans, be it up to kind of £30,000 for starting up or developing service provision, or up to £350,000 for developing building or premises. And that kind of enables a social enterprise to grow and to develop and to kind of reach more people and create more of a social impact. I think when it comes to the Oldham context, we're kind of joining the dots. So we're about local people coming together to give them a facility to be able to take on social finance in a positive way, to be able to develop their own social businesses, to deliver that bigger difference for Oldham. And we're doing that with other local authorities, such as Bolton, Stockport. And the way that we do that is by working together. It's that collective impact that makes the biggest difference in the end. I think the next stage of this development, now we've got this social finance loan system set up, is to be able to look at the way that social procurement works within local authorities, within the NHS, to be able to give those opportunities to the grassroots of communities. So I think really we need to innovate, and we need to better coordinate so that people in local communities can generate an income then from running a social business that also achieves that bigger social impact within the community that they live in.
Yeah, I'm Rachel Butterworth. I work for Wilmot Dixon. Wilmot Dixon are a Oldham-based construction company. Yeah, absolutely. So we're a local business. So we have delivered in Oldham 7 construction projects over the last 10 years. And what it means to us is about really understanding what the Oldham needs analysis tells us, and therefore what the priorities are for Oldham. We're about making sure that we invest in social value in a way that leaves a lasting legacy and that we're not reinventing the wheel. So for us today, it's really important that we're meeting a number of different enterprises, charities, different networks to make sure that we're all working better together to achieve that lasting legacy in Oldham. So at the moment we've just delivered Blue Coats School, and we're also on site at Spindles. For us, we've got social value plans in place. Over the last 12 months we've created 22 new local jobs. Over the last 10 years we've invested £57 million into the Oldham economy, and we've spent 4.2 million with social enterprises. It's really, really important to us that as a local business we're investing in local supply chain, local people, supporting those that are furthest away from the employment market into work with us by investing in training programs and support to get them employment ready. It's also really important to us that we're investing in local young people so that they can see the opportunities in construction. We work a lot with education providers to make sure that teachers understand what careers in construction look like. So right from an early age, we can hopefully inspire people into construction so that they have future jobs with us in Oldham. We already work loads with local social enterprise. On all of our projects we work with a minimum of 2 social enterprise organisations, and from today we're looking at developing that network even further. We use We Are Footprint, who are a social enterprise recruitment agency, and one of the key things that we've done with them is prior to a project starting on site, we'll work with them 6 months before to make sure that we're understanding those furthest away from the market in Oldham and getting them employment ready. So when the project starts on site, we've got cohorts of people that are ready for work. What that also means by working with We Are Footprint is that when our project comes to an end, typically our projects will last between 12 months and 2 years. When that project comes to an end, we're really keen to make sure that there's sustainable employment in Oldham. So we'll engage with We Are Footprint again to look at what's next for those people so that they get that sustainable continued employment, and that's really important. And for us, I think this at Oldham Summit today, we can engage with more social enterprises to ensure that we're doing more things like that for the community.
Hi, I'm Sarita Bain, Head of Social Value and Sustainability at Muse Places. Social value is embedded in what we do, so our goal is to create thriving, sustainable communities, kinder, inclusive communities. We have our Sustainable Future, which is our overarching approach, which is focused around some key elements. Social value is fundamental to that. And we drive it through our approach and process. At the moment, we look at various elements, so it can be aligned to skills and employment. So for example, we've just signed a partnership with Oldham College to look at recruit T-level students to help progress them into the sector, help them to access opportunities that potentially wouldn't have been available to them before. And then once they've completed, move on to apprenticeship degree programme, and ultimately the goal is to secure employment at Muse. Other ways we've done that, our employees are able to volunteer for local charities and do fundraising. So we support various organisations across the country actually. We're a national organisation. But we like to do a combination of national charities and grassroots charities to ensure that we're being impactful. As our overarching urban region placemaker, we appoint tier 1 contractors. But actually what we do is we engage with those contractors to ensure that they spend locally. So we look at tier 2 and tier 3 suppliers. And by doing that, we aim to have a positive local impact through the local economy. So we use a LM3 indicator. Warrall is an example. We've had a project, and for every £1 spent, £2.30 was put back into the local economy. So there's just a couple of examples of how we create social value at our organisation. So we've just signed our 15-year partnership with Oldham Council, which is amazing and exciting. We are in early stages of this partnership, but the ultimate goal is to understand the existing societal and economic challenges so we can take that into consideration and embed that in our overarching social value plan and approach. As part of that is understanding the current context around people and the local communities, identifying any skills gaps, identifying where there's existing health issues where we can align and work and support with the local NHS and community organisations, because fundamentally the people are the ones who use the places, who will be using the new town regen, who will be living in the new home. So for me that is a fundamental starting point. aligning to that would be looking at the local economic status and the context of local businesses and social enterprises, where we can identify opportunities to work with them and embed them in our supply chain. That will then have, like I mentioned earlier, future ripple effect, creating new businesses, enabling to have disposable income, which people are more likely to spend in Oldham. And then the last, just looking at the wider community context, making, I don't know, more kinder, open spaces for people, for young people as well at the moment. There's obviously challenges around that for young people, youth unemployment, etc. And by focusing on that and creating that wider holistic social value plan, we hope to then leave a positive, long-lasting legacy in Oldham.
I'm Rose Marley, I'm the Chief Executive of Cooperatives UK and the Founding Directors of Sharp Futures CIC. Social value in a cooperative is representative by the distribution of power and wealth within that cooperative. It means that the business itself is owned by its members, so that could be housing, tenants in a housing association, or that could be customers of a shop, or that could be workers in a graphic design agency. So the actual ownership and therefore the wealth resides with them. But then the distribution of power, the democratic decision making around that. And yes, we have small organisations that deliver that social value, but we have huge organisations like Co-op, Supermarket as well, and mutuals like the Nationwide. Cooperatives UK represents 7,000 cooperatives across the UK, and if you add mutuals into that, that's worth £87 billion to the UK economy. So by holding that wealth within the UK economy, predominantly that's the way that we deliver on our social value. That's fair jobs, local jobs, that's greener economies with greater transitions to carbon neutral, that's fairer business, and that's business that's resilient. You know, cooperatives are 5 times more likely to stay in business than traditional forms of business. So Cooperatives UK work closely with all those organisations to help them to flourish and grow and deliver greater social impacts. So Cooperatives UK has a business support programme sponsored by the Cooperative Bank, and if you're an ethical business and you want to be able to flourish and grow or even start up, you can come to that business support programme and get consultancy, support and help. In addition, if you're a tech business, we have an Unfound Accelerator where we take ideas with social purpose and turn them into cooperative platforms, which are apps that are owned and controlled by the people themselves. And then also we have an advice unit, so whether you want HR support or governance or data, we've got all that within our armoury at Cooperatives UK.
So I'm Peter Holbrook and I'm Chief Exec at Social Enterprise UK. Social value is about everything that is included beyond financial value. So that can be quality of work, that can be environmental gains and improvements, that can be about progressing people from disadvantaged backgrounds through the workforce. It can be anything that is excluded within the realms of financial value. Well, the Social Value Act was very much a piece of work undertaken by my organisation at Social Enterprise UK. We proposed the legislation and co-produced it with a Member of Parliament to take it through in 2012. And since then, we've continued to advocate for the extension to the Act and for the kind of mandation from government in terms of the kind of proportion of social value within contracts. The work goes on. It's been a decade of kind of tedious championing of social value, and there's more to come. We research it, we promote it, and hopefully we advance it. Well, at Social Enterprise UK, we very much understand the needs of business, and that is business. So one of the things that we do is try and build market opportunity for our members. So we've done £350 million of deal flow between social enterprises and large businesses. In public sector markets, we originated the Social Value Act, which means that social value is now included within public sector contracts. And we've also, with the helps of people like the actor Michael Sheen and many, many other people, helped promote the role of social enterprises and the impact that they create to everyday consumers who might be tempted to buy Tony's Chocolonely instead of Cadbury, or Bellew instead of Volvic, or Change Please instead of Nescafe. We're trying to educate consumers that social enterprises are the choices to make.